Hello yogis, welcome back to your mat. My name is Krista and this is day 19 of our Spring into Yoga challenge. I'm joining you today again from my front porch. It's a nice sunny day. It is a little bit windy out today, so I'm hoping this audio is going to work okay. For today's class, we are going to be doing a meditative flow. So it's going to be a nice slow flow. There will be some longer held postures, and it's going to be very meditative, so moving nice and slow, moving with intention and awareness. Feel free to close your eyes during this practice and just really let the breath guide you through your movements. The only prop you might need today is maybe a blanket, just some cushioning for your knees if your knees are sensitive to a hard floor. And we will get started today in a butterfly pose. So bringing the soles of the feet together, allow the knees to fall open. Now I'm going to explain what we're doing here. We're kind of twisting our arms a little bit of a pretzel position. So I will try to explain it simply and clearly so you guys don't get confused with the arms. So your right hand, you're going to place just clasping onto your feet. That left hand is going to thread underneath, and you can either reach for your ankle, your shin, or if you can reach for your knee. What we're trying to do is build a stretch in through that arm, that closing angle stretch. And then from here, that left shoulder, think of pulling it back, and your right armpit, think of pulling it forward. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. And think of breathing into that space between your shoulder blades. One more breath in here. One more breath out. And gently release that bottom arm. Just to release, just gently take some circles with the left arm. Yeah, bringing that arm up towards the ear, back and down. And then bring the top of your hand to your low back, sitting up nice and tall. And then drop right ear to right shoulder. Bring a stretch in through the side of the neck. Just getting into some areas where we tend to hold a lot of tension, a lot of stress. And start to tilt your nose up towards the ceiling, getting into the front of the neck. And taking your nose down towards the shoulder, and just play with that. Draw your chin down towards the center of your chest. Lift your head back upright and free that left hand. Give it a shake. I will do that on the other side. This time left hand grabs a hold of the feet. Right arm reaches under. Option to reach for the ankle, the shin, or the knee. This time bringing the left shoulder forward. Right shoulder back. Just creating that closing angle stretch. Maybe feeling something in the top of the shoulder or in the back side of the body in between the shoulder blades. Last breath here. And then free that right hand. Just sitting up a little bit. Just start to take some arm rotations. Loosening up through that right arm. And take the top of your right hand, bring it to your low back, sitting up tall. Take your left ear to your left shoulder. Play with pointing your nose down towards your shoulder and up towards the ceiling. Stretching out the muscles in the side of the neck and in the front of the neck. And then roll your chin down towards the center of your chest. Lift your head back up, free that arm, give your arms and hands a little shake. Bring your hands onto your ankles or onto the floor. Exhale, start to roll the spine down. Inhale, roll the spine up. Let's do that 2 more times. Exhale, lower into your butterfly pose. Inhale brings you all the way back up. Last one. Come up, stabilize, and then let's meet in a tabletop. Coming into tabletop, hips are stacked over the knees, shoulders over wrists. Let's just wake up through the wrists and the spine here as you shift your weight forward and back, moving in and out of cat-cow. Maybe on the inhale, on your cow pose, you press the tops of the feet into your mat, lift the knees to hover, and then exhale around the spine. Hug your heels towards your bum. Inhale, lift your chest, press the tops of the feet into the mat, arch your back. Exhale, round the spine, hug your heels to your bum. Beautiful. Let's do one more like that. Inhale for your cow pose. Exhale for your cat pose. Squeeze those hamstrings, squeeze the bum. Come back to table. Extend right leg back behind you in a nice straight line with the spine. Moving that leg in a rainbow motion. Think of engaging the outer hip. Try and circle it and tap it towards the side of your mat. Inhale, let's lift it up, sweep it all the way around. Take a peek over your left shoulder, tap the toes down. Inhale, big rainbow with that leg. Really challenging that hip to move. Move with intention, awareness. And the next time your foot comes to the outside of your mat, just make sure it's in line with the knee. And then start to shift your weight forward and back. And then bring left hand to the outside of the left knee. Right fingertips reach up. Send the hips forward. Inhale, lift your shoulders to stack over your hips. Exhale, side bend over to that right side. Slowly, shoulders come back over hips. Use your obliques to slowly lower down. Touch the left fingertips down. Inhale, let's lift up. Exhale, side bend. Stretching out the sides of the body here. A mixture of strength and grace. Last one here to come up. Find your side bend. And then shoulder stack over the hips. Hands come onto your hips and then step the right foot forward, coming into a lunge. Now bring your hands down onto your mat. Pivot that back foot so your shin comes parallel to the top edge and the back edge of your mat. And then windmill the palms up, modified warrior two. Just feel a nice stretch in the hips, really sink into this warrior two. Flip the front palm, take your reach up and back. And then drop that left hand down onto the mat. Press into the right foot and the left hand. And then send that left leg out in front of you, coming into fallen triangle. Exhale, lower that bum down. Come into a seat, legs out for wide-legged forward folds. Option to keep the toes flexed or pointed. Inhale, reach up towards the sky and then fold forward. On the inhale, lengthen your chest forward. Exhale, hinge from your hips. And then inhale, curl the spine up. Plant the left hand behind you. Plant the sole of the right foot down onto your mat. Lift the hips. Plant the left hand down. Lift the hips, come back into that fallen triangle. And then slide that left knee back down onto the mat. Inhale, lift up. Come back to that warrior two. Hands down onto your mat. Pivot the left toes back. Tabletop. Step the right foot back. Now doing that on the other side. As you inhale, extend the left leg behind you in a nice straight line with the spine. Core hugging in tight. And then using the strength of your hip, keeping the leg straight, see if you can bring that leg out to the side. Tap the toes down. Inhale, lift that leg, sweep it behind you. Take a peek over your right shoulder. Tap the toes. Inhale, big rainbow with that leg. Try and keep the hips exactly where they are. Tap the toes. Beautiful. One more. Now sweep that left leg out to the side. Bring that foot down. And then just start to shift your weight forward and back. Maybe you feel a stretch into the inside of that left leg. And then bring the right hand to the outside of the right leg. Left fingertips reach up as you send the hips forward. Inhale, using the strength of your obliques. Lift your shoulders over your hips. Exhale, side bend over to the left side. Inhale, shoulders over hips. Exhale, lower down with control. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, side bend. Nice fluid movement. Moving with control, really listening to the breath to guide your movement. Beautiful. Last time you come up, stay here. Big step forward with the left leg. Just bring the hands down just to pivot your right shin so it comes parallel to the top of your mat. Windmill the palms up for a modified warrior two. Sink the hips. Track that knee to the pinky toe edge of your front foot. Flip the front palm. Take your reach up and back. Beautiful. Then drop that right hand down onto the floor. Press into the right hand, left foot. Extend that right leg out to the side for fallen triangle. Exhale, sit your bum down. Square your chest to the middle of your pelvis. Sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, start to hinge forward. Keeping a nice flat back. Even if that means you bring your hands behind you and you kind of just push yourself into that lean. hold here. Breathe. Inhale, roll the spine up. As you come up, stabilize. Coming back into that fallen triangle, press the right hand into the mat as well as the left foot. Inhale, lift the pelvis up, reach the left fingertips up towards the sky. And then from here, bring that right knee to come underneath the hip. Engage your obliques, lift the shoulders up, come back into that modified warrior two. Windmill the hands down to your mat. Pivot the right toes. Bring the left foot to come and meet the right. Tabletop. Bring the big toes to touch, heels apart. Child's pose. Let's keep it active here. Really reaching the arms forward. Sending the hips down towards your heels. Slow, steady breathing. Calm your breath. Calm your mind. Calm. Now slowly start to peel yourself up. We're going to find a frog pose. So if you need to, you can come to face the long edge of your mat and then fold up the corners. Place down as many blankets or cushions that you might need for your knees. And to come into your frog pose, you want to keep your knees nice and wide. And then try and bring your ankles in line with the knees. Keep your hips stacked in the same line as your knees. And then from here, you can lower down onto forearms. If it's comfortable for you, you can even lower all the way down onto your chest. We'll just be here for just a little bit. See if you can release any muscular contraction around the hips. With every exhale, maybe softening, maybe your body is inviting you to go a little bit further. Deep belly breaths. If you've lowered down onto your forearms, gently press back up onto your hands. My favorite way to come out of this pose is just to send the hips forward, come all the way onto the belly. Once your belly comes down onto your mat, bring the soles of the feet together and see if you can keep your feet and your hips at the same height. If it's okay for your low back, you can come up onto the forearms. Or stack one palm on top of the other and just rest your forehead. And then from here, just gently release the feet. See if you can slither your legs closer towards each other, bend the knees, and just rock the feet side to side. Giving a little massage across your quads. And then drop the feet down towards your mat. And we're just going to take a little belly shavasana, really breathing deeply into the belly. Because the floor restricts our belly from moving as we breathe in and out, we start to feel an expansion happening in through the sides of the body, maybe even into the back. We're really utilizing all our accessory breathing muscles here. Sometimes they don't get used because we get into patterns and habits of breathing a certain way. So by doing this, we really are able to work some of those breathing muscles that we don't necessarily turn on all the time. But we can also give a nice massage to our internal organs and a deep, mindful relaxation. We'll just stay here for a few more breaths. And then bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Push yourself back to a child's pose. Bring the knees together. Really round the spine and bring your arms alongside the body. Take a big breath in through your nose. With an open mouth, let it go. Bring your hands onto the floor and gently roll the spine up, vertebrae by vertebrae. And allow your head to come up last. Close your eyes and just settle here. Notice your body in this space. Notice the temperature in the room and how it touches your skin. Take a loving breath in through your nose, fill up. With an open mouth, release. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for practicing, everyone, today. I hope you enjoyed this little meditative flow, and I will see you for tomorrow's class. Namaste.